camera was facing the wrong way. You weren't supposed to see that. Bad. You're bad. Just kidding. Just doing some notes for our meeting tomorrow. Hi, Joanna! Going over the notes tomorrow for the live feed. Some of you don't get to see it live because you're not on Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook either. But that's where this works for right now. Yeah, I guess the last time we talked, Artem and I talked a lot about behavior and obedience and where it comes from and who it makes sense to and who it benefits in the relationship. You know, whether it's 4 dogs or 4 people and all of that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't see it, you can go to the Dog Side YouTube channel, the Dogs Side, and check the first and second episode out. Or if you follow us on Facebook, it's still there. And Artem and I started to think about, after we made our changes, how confused we were. We didn't know where to go. We're like, what do we do now? Everything in our whole life is broken. We've been doing all this wrong. No. 2 things. Number 1, we're all doing the best we can with the information we have at the time. I repeat that to myself constantly. The problem we can get into is if we have drawn conclusions, and that's where we can get into problems. So I'm doing the best I can with the information I have today. And then when I hit Joanna up and then she corrects my form and yoga and all that stuff, if I continue to make the mistake, well, that's on me. But until then, that's all I was doing, was the best I could at the information at the time. And the second part is, confusion is a wonderful place to be. If you're confused, that means you haven't drawn any conclusions. You haven't become static and stagnant and defensive, and you are actually in a place of growth. Everybody that was confused has made amazing things. That, the most powerful sentence you can say, and it's lost a lot of its wonderfulness in the times of social media, because everybody thinks they have to be a thought leader. Everybody has to know because somebody else knows and they're posting stupid shit on Facebook or whatever. I don't know is an amazing place to be, because that's what gives you the opportunity to learn. I mean, you think about all the wonderful things that were created in our world were started by, I don't know. I wonder why that apple fell. Interesting. I don't know. Do you think we could make a platform where people could hit a button live and then other people from around the world could see? No, that's not possible. Can't do that. Or is it? I don't know. That's what's beautiful. So be confused. It's an amazing place to just go up from. It's an amazing place to just go up from. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, because I got a lot of good questions from personal friends, emails from people wondering what to do now. And I always get that. I mean, when you don't accidentally stumble onto my section of dog world or whatever. Usually you already have a problem and it's not being fixed. You've tried multiple things, and it's all intellectually makes sense. We go to like 37 different seminars by 38 different trainers, and it all intellectualizes, but nobody actually sits down and observes and implements it and says, is this actually working? And just go to the next one. We go to the next one. We read the next book. Right now, I only follow friends that happen to be in the dog world. I don't follow anybody in the dog world because I don't want to be skewed by outside sources. I want to watch my dogs. I want to talk to the people that I talk with and stay confused, because that's how we've made the biggest strides. It's kind of a lie. The only person I follow is Brandon, but he doesn't put out a ton of new content. So, but to me, he's like my gold standard of where I want to be in 30 years with dog information. So tomorrow we're going to be talking a lot about that. If you've followed me before in the past, previously, if you're new to this, I don't like to share a lot of what to do, because what to do is usually what got people in their problem. Doing something but not realizing what you're doing is what got us in this problem. Well, you can come hang out with me and Teresa anytime. I haven't seen Teresa for like a day or two. She's been busy. That's sad. She gives the greatest hugs. Teresa gives such good mom hugs. It doesn't matter how old you are. She gives great hugs. Yeah. It's hard to stay in your own lane, man, because it's very easy to think as a group. The problem is thinking as a group can be very difficult. It triggers a lot of things within ourselves. But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to talk about things. There's not one prescription for everybody, but there are things that we all could be doing that we could get a better sense of who our dog is. So many people want to know how to stop a problem. And what I usually tell people is you don't even know who your dog is. So you don't even know if that's the right solution. Because we throw balls and talk to them and let them jump on us and pet them and share food and do all this crap that means something to us, but is very confusing to our dogs, which then puts them in a state of mind that's not really a dog. It's confused. Am I bold? Am I not bold? I don't really feel bold, but you're telling me I'm bold. I don't know what's going on here. So, your dog pulls on the leash. I don't know how to solve your problem. But if I meet you and talk to you and watch a video and learn about your dog, separate from what you think and feel and emote, then I can probably solve your problem. I don't know if you can solve your problem, because we have to understand why we got ourselves in this problem in the first place. But so there is no right prescription for everyone. There's just beautiful birds flying around. It's kind of crazy. I guess because it's going to rain, so it's my ADD. I get sidetracked so easily. But I'm working on that. It's not an excuse. It just is my attention needs to be more focused. So that's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. Some things that can help us get our dogs back to a better place. It doesn't mean that all of our problems are going to go away. But if we realize what we do is what caused our problems, if we stop doing certain things, our problems might not go down to 0, but they might go down to a 4, which might make it more manageable. And for some people, if you have a problem that's at a 10 and it goes to a 4, that would be life-changing. Life-changing. Like, holy crap, that would be amazing. I know, because I was there. And I deal with people all the time that are just like, nope, that's good enough. Like, but you can have more, but that's good enough. That's all I needed. Okay. Well, if you need more, let me know. But, so yeah, we have a lot of different things, starting with, how we view our dogs, how dogs view us, personal space, definitely some words of wisdom from Brandon about touching our dogs and things. Some separation anxiety. Separation anxiety is a huge thing for people. And most people don't realize it starts when you're home. It starts with how you live with your dog. And then when you leave, that's when you see the problems. So if we can change the way we are with our dogs, then we can usually change the way they are when we leave. It's huge. I'll never forget, I had this one client. It was like a 5 or 6 pound Maltese, man. They hadn't been out to dinner together in well over a year. The dog was young. He was like a year and a half or so. Have not been out to dinner together for over a year because when they would leave, the dog would scream bloody murder, and they lived in an apartment complex. And you can't have a dog screaming in an apartment complex. Landlords go like this to that. But man, was that husband the problem? He carried that dog up my steps and handed him to me. And I took the dog and I put him on the ground. And he didn't even realize it. He was just in his little bubble of... It was just beautiful. It's just, I love being around. Sometimes I'm in awe of that lack of self-awareness. I'm just like, huh? Wait, maybe this way is different. Huh? Wait, you can't see why you have this problem? No, because you need it. That's why you can't see it. It can't be the problem if you need it. That's really, really important. You put your glasses on, your perception gets skewed. Some things, if you are struggling with aggression, dominance behaviors, some things that will absolutely help. Again, not by doing more things, by actually doing less things. And that's the trick. Most people, when they meet me or Artem or Teresa or my friend Kimberly or people that we deal with that help people with dogs, they usually get overwhelmed by what they're going to have to do. And they're usually so shocked when it's not really about doing anything except for less than they were, and usually the internal journey of why did I get this dog in the first place? What's going on with me that I enjoy this problem? Because even if you got the problem, there's a piece of you that enjoys it. It might not be the enjoyment of watching your dog lunge on leash, but it might be the other things that you're doing that cause your dog to lunge on leash. And that's where understanding this and how they connect. Like Artem has a good saying. He says, your dog doesn't disagree with your hugging and kissing in the moment. They do it when you're out on the walk. They do it when somebody comes over your house. That's when they tell you what your relationship is really. And that's way powerful. It's not in the moment. They're not going to bite your face off because you're kissing them. But if you're kissing them, then how are you going to be a leader in those other situations when you actually need something from them? I need you to not bite Uncle Tommy when he comes in. Aunt Kathy is not to be jumped on. She's 965 years old. But other things. Stuff about muzzles. I personally believe, and some people have told me, I have a very good video about muzzles on my YouTube channel. And it's mostly telling people to shut the hell up about your opinion about muzzles, because most of you are stupid about your opinions of muzzles. And that has to do with when you walk up to somebody and tell them, why does your dog have a muzzle on? Why would you bring them here if they're aggressive? It doesn't mean that your dog is aggressive. A dog having a muzzle on has nothing to do with that dog being aggressive. In most of the time for me, it has to do with the owner being fearful. So if you want to be a good, compassionate human being, shut your mouth and ask if you can help instead of offering your opinion, because opinions are like butts. Everybody has them and they all stink. So if you're struggling with that, I'm giving some tips about what to tell people when they walk up to you and try to give you shit about having your muzzle on. Love those people. I love those people. I walk my dogs with muzzles on sometimes just looking for somebody to say something to me. I don't do that because that would be passive aggressive. But in the future, I would like to do that. I would like to have like an international muzzle day where people just go out, and that's kind of the stuff I want to do with the Soul Mutt Foundation. Have like an international muzzle day where we all around the world go around and walk dogs with the muzzles on. And when people are like, why is your dog aggressive? He's not. So then why do you have a muzzle on him? Well, why do you automatically think my dog's aggressive? Because he has a muzzle on. My dog has a leash on. What does that mean? I have sneakers on. What's that mean? It's your perception. It's your perception. And perception is not reality. It's your reality, but it's not reality. It's your skewed perception or skewed version of reality. That's separate. We'll talk about that. That's a self-help thing. Some things about muzzles, what to do with dogs, how to start getting them off leash, how to start claiming things. That's huge. It's one of the most powerful things I use out on walks. If I have clients' dogs and they understand when something is mine and when something is not theirs, then they don't go near it. Did you ever see a puppy try to take a bone from a big dog? It's not yours. That can be super helpful when your dog jumps on people or wants to lunge at other dogs on the walk. If your dog knows something is yours, then they should not go near it. And that starts with personal space. And, oh my God, Kita is the biggest sit farter I ever met in my life. It's like she has a whoopee cushion when she sits. Oh my God, so funny. Okay, so let me just go through and see if anybody had any questions, comments, problems. Hi, Joanna. Thank you always for your help. You're amazing. Joanna is like such a spiritual guru for me. She doesn't even try, and that's why it's amazing. I ask her a question, and she's always just like, and then she just spreads some amazingness. So if you don't follow her, go follow her. Yoga Dog Art Dog, because that's what she loves to do in her day. She does yoga, then she plays with her dog, or walks her dog, or does something with her dog. Then she does art, and then she follows it up with a walk. And that sounds like a tremendous day for me. I love that, Allison. Yeah, man. There's nothing wrong. I can't tell you how freeing it is. It's so freeing to say, I don't know. And nobody's telling you have to, except for our belief of what other people might know. I got news for you. I've been doing this 11 years. Most of the people that put out content don't know. And I wish they would have open dialogue about it, but they don't. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary. And that's okay. But it is. And it's not just dogs. It's business. Joanna and I talk about it with yoga. If you're a chef, anybody can say, I am a this, and then start a YouTube channel. And if you're a personality, if you have a certain look or whatever, people are going to follow you because they're not educated. They don't take the time to educate themselves enough. People don't want to take the time. They just want to be like, oh, that's the answer. Well, how do you know that's the answer? How do you know that's the answer? Have you researched it, or are you just doing what somebody else said? Well, that's a belief. And you know what I say about beliefs. Beliefs get you no closer to the truth. There is no truth in a belief. There's truth in an experience. Holy crap, that guy is flying up that hill. Oh my Jesus, I thought he was on an electric bike. I'm very confused right now. You want to come hang out with me and Teresa? What up, Artem? I'm excited. I'm going through it right now. It's 2 a.m. I know you are, because you're vlogging into the Google Doc too, Artem, I can see. Wait, where? Yeah, I know that. Your dog, work together from there. Yeah, man. Know your awareness and your dog's, and then that's when magic can happen. Just bought a muzzle for my GSD Akita. Beautiful. Calms me, man. There is no more calming thing to knowing that your dog is the least of the problem in the group. If you have a dog with a muzzle on, now and this is all the nonsense I hear, well, my dog might get attacked. Well, then don't put him with dogs that are going to attack him. That's coming up with setting up the scenario correctly. Nobody's saying put a muzzle on your dog and throw him in a group of dogs that you don't know. We have to be smart about these little pieces. Nobody's saying that. Or maybe there is some people. I'm not saying that. So, yeah. International Muzzle Day. Yes, Artem, we're going to start that. These are some of the things I have. I've never said that before, but that's something I really would love to do. Because I think it would just be fascinating for a dialogue, man. I had, one of my clients, you've seen her dog. She's amazing. The dog's amazing. I have my cleaning lady here. She met the landscaper the other day. We walk around. People are, she's not into people, but she's also not lunging and aggressing like she does. If her parents want to put a muzzle on, why wouldn't we support that as a society? Why do we make them feel insecure? Because when you make somebody feel insecure for putting a muzzle on their dog, that's when you get bit. So if you just weren't an asshole and made people feel insecure for the betterment of your own ego or whatever it is, I get fired up about this topic. You get bit. When a dog has a muzzle on, just keep your mouth shut. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to talk about. Somebody's just being safe. Somebody's working through a problem, and you're either helping or not helping. That's the piece of it. Varaniki. That means these little pierogies in Russian. It's the only thing I know how to say. Yeah, it's she exactly. See, this is why Joanna's so smart. She said it's like shaming somebody for wearing a seatbelt. That is a perfect analogy. Oh, look at you. You're so stupid. Are you a terrible driver? Why do you have that seatbelt on? No, because people do stupid shit. Like when I took my Malinois to the place up the street, this new like $8,500 a collar place over here in Hipsterville. I mean, like literally, how can you sustain a business of like $90 collars and like $40 dog like? It's illogical to me. I'm not doing anything, not talking. She just reaches at my dog. Just reaches at her. Like, poof. And Kita's like, whoa, I don't know you. The best thing that she could do, which is move away from something you're not comfortable with. This is a dog that knows how to bite people. She's trained in sport work, can bite people, and chose not to. The lady looked at me like my dog, well, that's weird. And I said to her, well, someone's reaching at somebody's dog that you don't know. That's the number one way to get bit. If you reach out to a dog that's doing something dominant, then you're following it by doing something submissive. That's confusing. And to certain dogs, you will absolutely get penalized for that. Absolutely get penalized. Don't reach at dogs. Like rule number one of being a dog person. Don't reach at dogs. Will you get away with it sometimes? Maybe. But why take the chance? Why? Are you okay not wearing the seatbelt to go around the corner? Maybe. But why take the chance? Like, what is it to prove? Anyway. Yes. See, look at that. Getting the love. Go follow Joanna. She's amazing. Yoga Dog Art. Yoga Dog Art. I always get Yoga Dog Art Dog. I gotta like remember that. That's just so many wonderful things. I get them all confused. Cool. I bit two people. I reached in the car, one through my face. Yeah, one reached in the car and one through my face. Fence. I had somebody the other day do that to me. They were walking by, and the dogs were standing at the fence, just watching people go by like they do. And the lady's like, "Can I pet them?" And I'm like, "No." And she looked at me like, "Why?" I'm like, "They don't know you." Can I come out and hug you? Can I come out there and scratch you on your back? No? Yeah, exactly. They don't know you. They don't know you. There's no relationship. The things that we expect dogs, the expectations we have for dogs, we don't even have for each other. It's fascinating what our dogs have to put up with. It's fascinating. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that's it. So that's what Artem and I will be chatting about tomorrow on Facebook, and then it always ends up on YouTube. It'll end up on YouTube afterwards in a day or so when I pull it down and write all the stuff. So hopefully you will be join in. If you have any questions or comments, I had some good ones, so we're going to be going over some of those questions from the last talk. That's how we're going to start. And that's it, man. Everybody have a wonderful day.